Most short-term rental property managers rely on word of mouth, outdated websites, and hoping that the leads will flow in. That is not a growth system. It is a gamble. What if you have a predictable way of attracting the right owners, filtering the wrong ones, and close deals all on autopilot? This isn't theory, it is a modern sales funnel, and almost no PMCs are using it right now. Every serious business, from marketing agency to SaaS companies, coaches, they're already running this exact same structure to attract, warm, and also close clients at scale. But no one has brought it to the short-term rental PMC space, until now. So I'm about to spill the sauce and show you exactly how it works, and how you can use it to grow faster and consistently without adding manual work. Let's be honest here. If you're trying to grow a short-term rental property management company in 2025 and you still rely on referrals, your website page, or even the Airbnb co-host page, you're invincible to the best clients. Let me tell you the truth. Owners are searching for someone who they can trust, but you're not positioned to convert them. They don't see your value, they don't understand your offer, and they don't even know why they should choose you over the next operator down the street. Meanwhile, the top performers, not just in other industries, but also in the short-term rental space, they understand one key thing. They need to build the visibility and trust first, and they do it through automated and proven system that runs 24/7 without constant check-ins. We are living in a trust recession. If you can't clearly showcase your expertise and why you are the right choice for them from the very first impression, you're cooked. Your potential clients will go to someone else, someone who feels more put together, someone who's more trustworthy, and someone who they can feel like they can hand over their 6-7 figures property to. They're investing a lot here. It's not just like they're making a $100, $200 purchase sale. They're investing in their property. They want someone else to take care of their property. And that is why it all starts with psychology. The more you understand why owners choose to work with a PMC, what they really want, and also how they make their decision, the easier it becomes to build a funnel that filters, nurtures, and converts the right clients automatically. Getting leads and closing clients isn't just about taking sales calls anymore. There needs to be a system behind it. A structured conversion-focused process that brings them into your world and guides them to say yes before you even get on the call. So here's the funnel that you should implement right now. Firstly, a consistent way of getting leads. In this case, instead of relying on referrals or waiting for someone to magically stumble across your page, we need to build something that can produce consistent results by producing contents. Now, I'm not going to talk about this in this video. I can make a separate video for this because there's a lot to be covered. It's not just simply making videos and reels and hoping it works. There's also a strategy behind it, and it's better for me to make a separate video and explain the whole thing in that video instead of just cramming and summarizing everything in this one video. So let's say you have the content dialed in, or you already have consistent leads coming into your funnel. You have consistent queries from owners, or maybe you just get a lot of referrals. A lot of people stumble across your website. Then what you need to do is nurture them and convert them into actually taking the sales call and becoming your client. So how do we do this? The next step is creating a lead magnet. For those of you who doesn't really understand what a lead magnet is, it is basically you providing a free incentive, whether it's a free deliverable, like a free roadmap, free PDF, breakdown. Whatever it is, you give it out for free in return for your visitors, your website visitors, to give their email address or give their contact to you. So for example here, you can provide a free guide. Now in order for you to do this and actually provide a valuable guide that they want to receive, then it comes back to, again, understanding what it is that your potential client really want. You give something not only that you think will be valuable for the owners, but also what the owners actually really want. So this is where you need to do the research and actually figuring out what free deliverables can you give to the owners that they will like. In this case here, we all know that owners, they want to monetize their properties, but they just don't want to put in the work themselves. They don't want to run the short-term rentals themselves. So one lead magnet example that you can give is explaining to them how they could actually earn more by monetizing their property into a short-term rental. So if you attract the type of owner that wasn't really sure if they need to turn their properties into a short-term rental, if they don't know the value, the return of investment, then you can make this type of guide. Again, not only can you do the research, but also think back to your previous clients, to your previous sales call. What are their objections? If they have a common objection pattern, you solve it by providing them with this free guide. This way, you're doing the objection handling way before they take the sales call. And again, it's going to erase that objection and they're going to be more convinced to work with you. So after you have provided a free guide, you're going to ask for their name, email, and also WhatsApp or phone number if possible, and then you give them the free guide. Now, this is where most people stop. They think that they have given the free guide, they have the email contact, the job is done. But it is not the case. You actually need to make an email sequence and actually nurture them, not only so that your brand on top of their mind, but also again, it builds trust. The more emails that you send, the more warm they are towards you, the more they know what you do, how you do it, what type of company you are, and it separates you from the other generic PMCs who doesn't really put the effort into actually explaining themselves and providing value. So starting off with the first email, deliver the lead magnet. So usually when you set up this sign up form, it will automatically send the deliverable immediately into their inboxes. Now from then on, you want to actually engage with them. So if they have any question or they would like something more, tell them inside the email that they can do that. So you can say something like, reply this email with questions if you have any, or if you want to see other guides, just reply to this email and we will provide you with the necessary guides that you want. And then from the first email, you give like a time delay, whether it's 1 day, 2 days, and then you send the second email. Now the second email is essentially your way of introducing your company or yourself to them. Again, they might have just stumbled across your website. They don't know a lot about you. And they might even just want to get the free deliverables that you promoted. So this is where you just explain your story, your vision. Make it as a storytelling. You're not just saying that, yeah, we deliver cleaning services, blah, blah, blah. Every PMCs have already done that. So you want to spice it up a little bit more. If can, you as the founder, tell the story on why you started this in the first place. Add a little bit of emotional connection. The point here is you're not selling yet. You want to build connection. And we humans build connection not just through sales and pitch. We build connection through emotional storytelling. And the email with another CTA, subtle. Feel free to reply if you have any questions, if you're curious about how this would look like for your property, things like that. Now, email number 3 is where you want to build the authority. Now they have understand what it is that you do. They kind of get a little bit of idea on how you run things. Now you want to amplify that with creating authority by providing case studies. So again, with case study, you want to make it valuable. You're not just spitting testimonials here and there. People are already used to that. If they decided to work with other property management companies, the other PMCs, they already have tons of testimonials too. And so what makes you stand out from the other companies is positioning your testimonials as a case study. So you're not just dumping results, but you actually explain how you get to that point. This requires much more effort, but that means that not a lot of people are doing it. And if you are doing this, you will stand out, no doubt. After that, we move on to email number 4. If they haven't converted at this point, if they haven't replied yet, they haven't provided you with any queries, then you want to start educating them. Because at this point, it's probably not because they don't trust you, but maybe they just haven't decided that they want to move on with property manager. So again, not a lot of property managers are educating their leads. This is new. This is surely new in the PMC space, but it is not new in other industries. You create FOMO, urgency, and you basically want to let them know what are they missing out if they don't decide to not only work with you, but also have someone to take care of their property. This is where you get a little bit more aggressive. So basically you want to incentivize them to take action instead of just replying or asking questions. You want to engage with them. Ask them on a free 15-minute audit call. Now, email number 5, they know what you're doing. They know your credibility. They know what you can produce. Now you make a statement where you showcase why you are different from these other PMCs and how it would look like for them to work with you. There are some instances where some owners just aren't sure how you are doing things. It's just a lack of information here. And so you want to give as much information as possible up front. So when it comes to them taking the sales call or choosing to work with you, they are confident in doing so. Explain what it's like working with you. Sometimes they don't know the steps, and that's what pushed them back. You want to let them know how your onboarding flow works and what support are you providing them with. Do you have communication support? Do you have a monthly call, tracking, things like that? You want to let them know upfront. Now, if at this point they still haven't taken any action, or even if they haven't opened your previous emails, then you can slowly fade away because maybe they're just not ready at this point. And you definitely don't want to spam them with things that they are not interested with. It just means that they're not your potential clients yet. So you want to slowly back off. Email number 6, you provide them with optional FAQ and objection handling. Again, it might be that they just aren't sure of things here and there. And then finally, email number 7, close it with final reminder. If they haven't opened your email, just don't send this. You'll also ruin your open rate at this point. And if you ruin the open rate, your email can land in the spam box. And that is not what you want. So only send to people who open your email or are engaging with you. They are already interested in your offer. Coming at step number 2, let's just assume that you have leads coming in. Step number 2 is VSL. What is a VSL? VSL is a video sales letter. Again, I've said this a million times, but I'm gonna keep saying it. We are living in a trust recession. And how do you build trust with other human beings? You show your face. That's the simplest and easiest way to build connection. And so it doesn't have to be you, the founder. It could be your team member, or basically someone speaking in front of the camera, engaging with your leads. I'm gonna make a separate video where I dive deeper into how you can actually make and craft the best VSL ever. Because if I covered it in this video, it's gonna be an hour, 2 hour long. And let's save the sauce, but I'm still gonna cover it here, not the nitty-gritty details. Firstly, where should you put your VSL? So in most cases, your website probably consists of the title, a little bit of copy here, and then the CTA, but not a video. So most case, there's no video anywhere in your website. So where you want to put the VSL, the video sales letter, is just basically below here, below the copy here. You want to not only showcase who's talking, so show a human face in your video thumbnail, but also the title. Why should they even look at your video? And even if PMCs, they have a video, it's probably only 2 and 3 minutes long, and it's not really engaging. As in, I'm not saying that the video is bad, it just doesn't really build that connection with the owners. The point of making a video sales letter is to convince the owner that you are the right choice even before they book the call. And with a lot of PMCs, they're just showcasing their services, the features, what they're doing, but that's just not enough. I'm going to show you how you can structure your VSL. Firstly, start with introduction, say anything about your company and the unique selling points. In the first few minutes, it's almost the same with the email. You want to introduce yourself, because if they aren't a referral, then they don't probably know anything about you. Introduction, about your company, don't make this too long. Add a unique selling point immediately if necessary. So in this video, you want to make sure that they view the whole video, and the way that you can engage them is by placing hooks in the middle. What I mean by hooks is something that hooks their attention. It's not just you saying random words. You want to strategically position it so that they view the whole video, and by then, hopefully, they understand what it is that you do and they have made the decision to work with you. After that, you want to start by emphasizing with them. Before you move on to your features, services, this is where a lot of people get this wrong. They immediately jump into what it is that they can do best. But in reality, owners doesn't really care about that unless they have really decided that they want to work with you or they want to move on with you. So before we move on to any of that, you want to understand them and just tell them in the video. You can start by saying like, yeah, we know a lot of owners are having doubts, experiencing this and that is why we are here to provide you with solution. After you have addressed all of their emotional objections or emotional problems, then the owners, they kind of feel hurt, and so they're a bit curious in what it is that you do. They're like, okay, you understand me pretty well, but how can you solve this problem for me? That's basically what they want to know, and that is why you showcase your service in detail. And you can also use visuals. Again, you want to engage them so that they watch the whole video, make it as engaging as possible, and then show a little bit of testimonials here and there. So while you're explaining, for example, your cleaning service, what you do well with your cleaning service, you want to put like a short testimonial on what other previous owners has said about your cleaning service. And then you move on to highlighting the results with concrete data. So this is, again, similar with the email. You want to provide case study and explain to them why this testimonial or case study is relevant to them. Again, you're not just showing that you are good in this realm, but you want to understand what it is that they are actually looking for. They're looking for certainty that you are the one. So how can you portray that inside your messaging? This is where you, again, provide case study, but with a little bit of storytelling behind it. Lastly, you move on with the CTA, so book the strategy call below, or if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call or something like that. If you want to make this even more tempting and irresistible, then you can offer a limited incentive. So for example, like if you book now, we will not only provide you with this service, but we will also help you with this and that. You provide like a free bonus service for them on top of what they're already getting. It needs to not only make sense, but also valuable. If they don't find the incentive that you give, the free incentive, valuable, they don't have that urgency to work with you. So that's that. Now, after the VSL, what you want to do is place a booking calendar. I rarely see this in property managers' websites. They either have their phone numbers listed, which is great, don't get me wrong, but the other thing is they have a contact form to direct the leads to their emails, and that is for people who are not ready yet to immediately take the call. Now, the problem with that is it is too much friction. They have to type in their name, they have to type in their inquiries, what it is that they want to know, and some leads don't bother filling in that form or emailing you yet. If they don't feel that urgency yet, they're just gonna step aside and forget about you ultimately. Now, you don't want that. You want to provide them not only as much options, so not saying that you should disregard the email form. Different people, they approach things differently. Some people might immediately want to have a call with you. Some people, they don't even bother. And so what you can add is literally a booking calendar, as simple as that. If you have this listed in your website and they see, okay, so I don't need to have a call right now. I can think of my questions first, maybe have like 1 day or 2 days to have a think through it before you jump in the call. They can just book the call with you. And let me show you how it works in a proper website. So you have the CTA, schedule a call or consultation. You're not saying schedule a sales call, but you're saying you want to position it as like a consultation, strategy call, audit call, something again that provides them with value instead of pitching them. When you click this, there's the calendar link here. They can just simply pick a date that they feel comfortable with. Again, some of these people, they might even be on their work or in the train somewhere else, and they aren't ready to take the call immediately. And they don't want to bother typing email messages. And some of them might think, yeah, I'll do this later, but later is never. So provide this. They can choose whatever time they feel comfortable. This also means that you're not taking random calls. Like, you still have days to prepare. They click next, and this is where the form is. Like, if you also have some kind of like qualifying questions before you want to take on the call, provide it here. So they can type in their name, email, and also questions that you listed in this calendar link. Provide it here. This is not a real website, so I'm just showing you how it could work out in your website, for example. And then at the bottom here, you can even include it in the side here. If a lot of previous leads immediately take on calls, you don't want to disregard that. So preferably your phone number, you want to put it in the side here. So you split the screen half and half. The side here is for the calendar booking link, and then you put your phone number here and the CTA, like if you want to have call with us right now, call over here. And then if you want also, you put an email contact form here. So if they prefer to contact you through email, they could do that. Okay, so you want to ask for their full name, email address, phone numbers, where's your property located if this is necessary, and ask a few questions that will help you qualify them before they book the call. Before I move on to the next step, I'm going to show you the full optimized website on how this can look like for any PMC business. So again, starting with the title, copy a little bit of what you do and your unique selling points, a video sales letter with a CTA to schedule a call. Now this is where you provide a little bit more information about your service, why others choose you. So basically like the summary of your VSL, and then success stories. So you can even place your direct booking site here, and so they can see immediately how the properties that you manage under are looking like. That is also a great way to establish credibility, because when they see the direct booking site and they see that your properties, the listings have good reviews, great photos, a lot of people are liking it, great occupancy, then it's going to build up more trust and credibility. And then you move on to the testimonials of what your previous owners are saying about your service. And then your process, again, to make this as clear as possible to your leads, show them the process, meet the team. This is where you also establish a connection. People like working with people they know. And if they know who it is, who are the people that are working towards their success, then they're gonna feel more comfortable. And then finally, you want to provide FAQs. So any frequent question that you have, any frequent objection, you handle it here. And then lastly is the CTA. Now, booking calendar done. Move on to email nurture again. This is for when they have booked the call with you. If they didn't book a call, if they immediately call, then you have to deal with it immediately. But if they book the call, it means that you have a few days to convince them that you are the right company to work with them. This is crucial, again, because people, they make decisions way before they hop on a call. They hop on a call to make sure that all of the questions that they have about their business are answered and they can move on confidently. But before that, all of the decision making are done before the sales call, so you want to nurture them as much as possible. So obviously, after they have booked the call, you want to confirm them that they have actually booked the call, remind them. And then from then, if they have gone through your VSLs, your websites, they probably know what you're doing at this point. So you want to add a little bit more social proof, again, to really make sure that they understand that you can deliver good results. And then give a time frame also. A few hours later, you send the FOMO angle. So you want to make sure they understand what it is that they are missing out if they didn't decide to work with you. And all of this email, by the way, is sent over a day or two, but they are your potential client. And if they decided to work with you, you want to make sure that you let them know you care about them and you want to provide a real result for them. You're not just adding more clients and adding more revenue for you, but you also care about your clients. So you want to build relationships here. And the second point why you need to send this in like 1 or 2 days is because probably some people, they book a call just 1 day ahead, not 1 week ahead, but for the next day. So you want to make sure that you send as much information as possible so that they're confident. And that means that you send a couple of emails in a day. And then the why us email, again, anchoring that you are the right person to work with. And then finally, just a reminder, if for example they book for the next day and then you send the last 3 emails for the second day, then they're not going to get this email, and that's fine. But again, basically you just want to provide as much information as possible, build as much connection with them before the call. Now, I forgot to mention that in the first email, you can also record a short organic 1 or 2 minute video to establish the connection and trust. So again, they're jumping on a call with a stranger here, and you just make sure that they are talking to the right. So I suggest someone that will take the call for them. They record a short video just on their phone and just say thank you, an introduction about themselves, like, "Oh, thank you for booking the call. My name is Candice and I'm gonna be speaking with you about your inquiries for our business, blah 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 blah." Again, just to let the leads know that they're talking to a real human here, and that again, you care, you put that extra effort into letting them know that you truly care for their presence. Imagine if you jump on a sales call and before that they send like this kind of emails and also a short video on why they are so glad that you booked the call and how they are planning to help you with whatever it is that you have queries about. You're gonna feel bad for not attending that call. For me, for sure, I'm gonna feel bad because I feel like they have put in the effort to understand me and understand my needs, and so the least I can do is just show up on the call. And that's exactly what you want to establish. So that's that, and then we move on to the sales call. Again, if you want me to make a video diving deeper into how you can actually structure and make the script for your sales call, I will make it in another video, because if I cover it in this video, it will be a few hours long, and I respect your time, so we're gonna talk about this in more detail in another video. But again, I'm still gonna give you the sauce that you need to know. So sales call, you're not just randomly taking calls at this point. If you have a structure on how you take the calls, usually if you have a training process for your team on how they can take the call, good job. And I'm not saying that everyone doesn't have a process. It's just that some people, they can position it better. And so tied with the psychology and understanding of the human behavior, how you can implement this into the sales call and close the deal effortlessly without you having to do the convincing. When you jump into the call, first thing you want to do is framing, introduction and framing. So keep it light, build trust, and don't jump into pitch. The least that you want to do is immediately tell about your service, even though if they jump on a call and they immediately ask about your service and how you can help them, blah 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 blah. You want to take authority and ask for their permission for you to understand more about their business first. Don't jump into features, don't jump into pitching. Understand what it is that they're currently searching for. So you can start by saying, before we jump into anything, is it okay if I ask you a bit of a question to understand better where you are currently at and blah 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 blah, so you can understand better their goals and vision. Secondly, you want to qualify the owner. So you never want to assume that this person doesn't have this in place or they are looking for this. Basically, you never want to assume. So how you want to find out the truth is just by letting them actually speak themselves. So you ask qualifying questions not only about their current state but also their goals, and let them speak, because if they put it out of their mouth themselves, they're gonna slowly realize that, oh yeah, I do have this problem, oh yeah, I do need this help, instead of you just immediately directing them or saying to them that yeah, you actually need our service. But for that, you want to make sure that they are aware and understand that they need your service. Like, you want them to understand where they are currently at right now and where they want to be. There's a far gap right there, and you are basically helping them to get to where they want to be. And you want to create FOMO, showing what's possible, not what's broken. And then after you have understood their goals, you then identify the roadblocks gently. And you don't want to say, yeah, you know what, it's better for you to just work with us. You know, we have this. Again, you don't want to jump on conclusion. So you ask them slowly and listen to them. In this early stage, they are doing the talking. So you're just listening to them and asking them here and there a little bit. But the goal is to make them speak more and tell you more about their situation so that you can position it better on how your service can help them. After all of that, you feel like, okay, you have understood what it is that this person is looking for. Then you show alignment. You show alignment and let them know that they're in control. You say, okay, based on what you're saying, we could help you get to where you want to be. And then you offer a path forward. Would it be helpful if I walk you through how our team will handle this for you? And that's where you explain your service and answer any questions that they have about your service. This is the time. And what you need to remember also, at this point, you're not anchoring the cost, you're anchoring the value. Some people, they don't even care how much you charge. They just care that you can do a great job in monetizing their property and taking care of their property. So you want to anchor the value, not just justifying the price with numbers, but also showing them what is possible. And then from there on, you close softly. If this sounds aligned, would it make sense to explore the next steps? You don't want to think about it as an option. So you want to engage with them as much as possible, directing them to your next step. If they have any objections, handle it at this point. Again, the key here is to direct them to take the next step with you. You're not think about it as an option. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the funnel fix. I know this is long and this is probably overwhelming for those who haven't even heard about this system yet, but I know that you know this makes sense, and I know you probably think that you should implement at least one of this into your system right now. So that is exactly what I want you to do. Take action right now. Even if you don't know where to start, just start by placing a lead magnet, for example, creating the lead magnets. Like, a little goes along the way. Let me remind you, a lot of PMCs, they haven't even implemented this into their business. So you have the fair advantage. That is why I provided you with this video. So if you want to implement this right away, you could. But Again, if you feel overwhelmed, you don't know where to begin, then let me help you set up this funnel for your business. Me and my team will not only evaluate your business, we will also make a personalized funnel for you depending on your business structure right now, what you already have set up, what you don't have, and how you're targeting clients. We will work out everything personalized for your business so you are attracting leads and converting them consistently with proven systems. Now, not only that, we also build the backend infrastructure of your business. That is when, as I've mentioned before, the first step is actually getting the leads, and that is from content. So we will help you create a system to attract consistent leads. We'll also streamline your backend. We help you increase yield per property. So anything that you need help with the backend process, because all of this needs to work hand in hand. If your offer is not good enough, if your service is not good enough, then this funnel won't work, simply because your leads, your clients, they don't even believe in what you do. So yeah, basically me and my team will help you grow your PMC so you can scale, systemize it, and reclaim back your time, your freedom, not having to worry about your business. Check the link below if you want the full growth access with me. If not, I appreciate your time anyway, and I'll see you in my next videos.